Hello, welcome back, week 20. I'm sorry this video is out a little bit late, but the changes in holiday schedules, things got a little crazy. My weekend was much busier than I was planning, so I didn't have time to sit down, record, and edit. So here I am today giving the update of what week 20 was. So week 20, there's not a whole lot to report because my weight stayed exactly the same. My measurements stayed exactly the same. I don't think that has happened at all in this 20-week carnivore journey. The next things I'm really excited about, as I said in my last video, is doing the reintroduction after doing the autoimmune protocol. I have my kit. I'm ready to test this next Monday, and as I said before, my first thing I am adding in is egg yolks. I'm really excited about that. Now, one thing I realized this week that was kind of one of the reasons I started looking into hypothyroidism as a possibility in the past, so that I was struggling with, is one of the reasons I was looking into it is because my heel, especially on one foot, would crack and dry out, and it didn't matter how much lotion I put on. It didn't matter how many times I did a foot bath. I did the foot mask and the foot peels. They start peeling, the skin starts peeling off. It feels great, but it's never been to what I could consider normal, or to the point where it looked like my other foot. This week, now after doing the autoimmune protocol, I'm right at about that 12-week mark. After 12 weeks or 90 days, your body rejuvenates all the cells in your body over a 3-month time. So I'm at that about that 3-month mark. And what did I notice? My foot does not only does it not have any cracks in it, but the dry patches that it had on it was peeling off loose skin as if I had a foot mask and was doing the foot, I don't know, I can't remember. A lot of times I think they're just called foot mask, and then they exfoliate and peel, and over like a week or two, the skin starts peeling away. That is what it looked like. Now, I remember years ago, I'm talking 10, 15 years ago, when I first started doing intermittent fasting, my chiropractor, I went in during the summer and had sandals on, and she noticed how rough my heels were, and that one was worse than the other. And she's like, that's a sign of a gut issue. I'm like, okay. So I was doing intermittent fasting to try to heal that. And I'm like, this gotta be more than that. Well, now I'm like, okay, my heel is not cracked like it normally would be, because it would crack during the summer. I would have liquid Band-Aid that I would put on the cracks to help prevent anything from getting in there and cracking more. And I really just noticed part of the reason is because I've been in a boot for how long, that they're not cracking. And I haven't been doing my foot baths. And the only thing I've done, I haven't even been putting lotion on a regular basis. The only thing I've changed is this eating and the autoimmune protocol, that I can sit there and say, that's the only thing I can think of. Now, looking back and then thinking about the fact that my chiropractor, how many years ago, said that's a gut issue. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to heal this? Well, autoimmune protocol is possibly one of the things. So that is just one of the big things I've noticed just this week, after being on it for almost the full 3 months. And that's part of the reason Ken Berry tells you to try something, do blood work, and do it for, he was like, do it for 30 days, but preferably 90 days. It's because it takes that long for your body to recycle and rebuild all the cells in your body. And I'm seeing those differences. So that was just mind-blowing to me when I had that realization. And I can't remember, I was just out of the shower and like had my foot up and like, wait a minute, like this, my foot's like peeling. I'm like, this is like, I'm peeling like a foot mask off. I haven't done a foot mask. And after I'm peeling some of the outer layers off, I'm looking at my heel. I'm like, wait a minute. I normally have cracks, especially in November. I'm usually being cautious of what shoes and socks that I'm putting on. I'm usually having Band-Aids to help protect my heels. I don't have to do any of that because there's not any cracks in my heels. Might be a little rough and callous, but like it's looking good. And so that was just mind-blowing, that connection and being able to think through that. That was just my big takeaway for this week, especially when my weight stayed the same, interest stayed the same. That's great and wonderful. I have no problem with that, especially with changes of schedules. With no school this week, our schedule is a little more crazy with different holidays happening, some sooner, some on the holidays, some later, and gatherings. That has changed. My work schedule's changed because of the holiday. So lots of changes going on, lots of schedule, lots more stress-related things that could be happening, and everything's even keel. I love that. And I have been focusing much more on making sure I get in my sauna. I have met almost all my goals. So I've hit my sauna goal, I've been doing the somatic exercises, hit that goal, closed my exercise ring, and I've been improving my steps. I've averaged about 6,000 steps a day. So I'm working my way up and doing better. Some days I had close to 8,000, and then I look back and go, what in the world was I doing that day? Why can't I get that more often? But then I also noticed the next day I didn't have quite as many, so I might have been a little bit sore than I realized. My struggle is protein and getting enough protein in. So that's where I'm at, and hope you have a great week, and we will see you next time for the next update.